Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
Hey, Rook.
Yo.
While we're talking about the loss of Tom Kurvers, would you look up something for me?
Go for it.
The Montreal Canadian player who suffered a concussion in the Winnipeg series, his name escapes me. I want to know if he's back on the roster. So you have to do some Googling.
Got it.
Because that was the most vicious hit I've ever seen in hockey.
Who administered it?
It'll tell us if we find
That
the
was
right
in this series or the previous one?
It was in the Winnipeg series.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was the guy, and I think they were so outraged they gave him a 2-game suspension. Right?
4-game.
4-game. Okay.
Which he did not contest.
Considering that they fined the guy who picked him up and threw the guy they picked up and threw on his back $5,000, George Paris. So. Anyway, Tommy Kurvers we knew he was sick. We did not know how, and I think it was lung cancer for a guy who never smoked a cigarette in his life.
Wow.
It was one of those bad
57
breaks.
years old.
One of those bad breaks. Really good guy. I'm not tight with a lot of hockey guys, but when I would show up occasionally at a Wild game, he'd always have the good barb. He'd give you the good barb, the nice, gentle barb about, where you've been and something like that. But he was really a good guy. And a great bulldog, one of the first great bulldogs. Is he the first in a long line of bulldog Hobie winners? They have quite a few. And I think he might have been.
He won a state title, a Hobie Baker, and a Stanley Cup with Montreal.
He was a good player for the Canadians, right? Mm-hmm. And had a good run with Tampa Bay when they turned that franchise around. He was one of their. He was the right-hand man to the operation down there in Tampa before he decided to come back home.
They were back-to-back. Kurvers won it in '84, and Bill Watson won it in '85.
Yeah, wow. Two of them, and then
Jake Evans is the player I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if he's on the.
No, he's not playing. I don't.
Sheffley.
Sheffley is the guy that hit him.
Mm-hmm. And he hit him after he scored a goal after an empty netter.
Yeah.
And that makes it a real cheap shot because after an empty netter, you're not expecting to get boarded.
It was dreadful. Just dreadful.
So anyway, Kurvers is. I thought that if he hadn't, I think his cancer had been diagnosed. I thought he had a shot to be their GM there instead of Fenton.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't when he was battling this thing. So I think he still has fairly young kids, somewhere in the high school.
Well, 57 ain't old.
No, it's too bad.
UMD has had 6 winners of the
more
Hobie
than
Baker.
anybody. More than anybody, I believe. More than any team.
It says that Mr. Evans is out indefinitely for the Canadians.
That's a bad sign.
Anyway, that's I last time I was there, I saw him. I think the last time I went to about 3 games this year, and the last time I was there, I think I saw him. Still,
was it Bloomington
there.
Jefferson?
Oh yeah, he played at Jefferson, the Jefferson dynasty.
Yeah, they won in '81, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't they win 3 in a row? They won 3 in a row.
He must have been on the last Canadian team to win a cup.
He was a member of the Stanley Cup winning Canadiens in 1986.
Is that the last?
That might be the last Canadian Stanley Cup.
Interrupted the. The Oilers didn't they interrupt the Oilers there after the Oilers won 4 in a row? Didn't they beat them?
He was 3 seasons with Montreal. 1 year with Buffalo, 3 with New Jersey, Toronto, Vancouver, the Island, and his final season in 94-95 was with the Mighty Duck.
So he
In
ended
Anaheim.
up playing 10 years, huh? More.
11 years.
11 years. Wow. That's probably that's 800 games probably.
659 total.
Wow. Plus
659.
playoffs. Huh?
Yep.
So
You like John Rahm as your winner?
yes, I do.
I do too.
I'll take him.
Yeah.
A little bit of I love the fact that he. Right, the first thing he says is, "I believe in karma."
Yeah.
And I think he's right.
Yep. They took
I
$2
think
million out of my pocket 2 weeks ago.
Yes, right. Yeah, and he comes back. Now he went and got vaxxed
Right.
after he had the money removed from his savings account.
He had a good incentive to do so, yes.
And I think he's now fully vaxxed. So, but Joe, how do they make that course that tough from where it was in February? It's a decent course, but they must have had no rain whatsoever because California's got the big drought going, which is bad for most of the state. But it's good if you want to make a golf course hard and fast. isn't
Well,
it?
Pat, I can tell you about the course. You see, when you take
see,
the turn,
here we go,
at,
here we go.
hole
Did you
9.
Did you play the
even
championship
get
Look
Yeah.
up the
one or
last
the other one?
The other
Montreal
one.
Stanley Cup
the other
victory.
one.
Got it.
But when you walk by, the best part was I had it on at home, and when we went there a couple of years ago, there were a couple of guys that were putting, and Leland, my youngest, who was 4 at the time, just made a beeline for the bathroom right across the putting green. And I said, "Sorry, fellas," because so he wanted to see where that was on the TV yesterday, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
where the bathroom was. So.
The putting green,
Yes.
yeah.
That poor Richard Bland faded, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Well, he had, when it got going the other way. I enjoyed Bluto's meltdown, though. I don't like him.
I don't either. And I don't know why I don't like him.
I don't like him because he's too stiff.
I don't like.
I'm, if
I
I'm
gotta add
sitting
that
in
to the list.
If I'm sitting in a lounging chair watching it,
Right.
I can barely get out of the chair because
Right.
I get all clenched. You watch him, and pretty soon you're going, you're all clenched up.
I don't like what he's done to the game.
No, but as much as the swing offends me, when he putts with the stiff arms,
Yep.
that drives me insane. I can't stand that.
Then he's got a wad of papers in his pocket about the
yeah,
size
he
of a
won't
loaf of
shut
bread.
up. and by the way,
Georgie
and
Costanza
by the way,
wallet.
while he's making his 8 and he has no chance, he's still jabbering away with his caddy like this next shot means something. You already choked, Bluto. Forget it, Bluto.
I've added it to the list of things Royce doesn't like.
86, Rook?
Stiff
92, 93.
Really?
athletes. Here's going up to the tee. You know what they did though, Joe? And I believe this.
I'm right here.
I believe this, Joe. Last year, he made rough, U.S.
Irrelevant.
Open rough, irrelevant by hammering it down there where they didn't have it real thick. So he'd get in there, and all he had to hit was pitching wedges, right?
Right.
He's so close. I think they said, okay, when we get to about 315,
Let's do some
about
quicksand.
350.
Let's do some quicksand.
About 315 to 350, we're going to make that stuff a lot thicker
Yeah.
because a couple of times he hit it in there and you couldn't see the ball.
They're just dropping in that Fratelloni's easy grass.
Yes,
That's just
right.
doubling their
I
blades.
think they're not going to let you do to you what he did last year, which is U.S. Open rough has been talked about with this lore for 50 years.
Hey,
and
you know
all
where
of a
it's going
sudden-
next year? The Country Club.
How are they going to do it? Have
I
you
don't
been
know.
there?
I've never
It's
been there.
Smaller now.
What's the country club?
In Boston.
The original. That's where the Ryder Cup was when.
That's where Curtis Strange won one of his 2 in a row.
Yeah, and it was where the Ryder Cup was when the U.S. rallied to beat them on Sunday, disappointing the hell out of me, but making a lot of Americans.
They must
happy.
think they can make it a monster.
Go Europe.
But Joe, the I don't know if you've ever been to a golf club like Minnetonka or
I
something.
have, yeah.
Well, the tees and the greens are from me to Reavers.
Yeah. Well, I noticed that they are at Torrey Pines.
Yeah, I don't know how they get people in there. I don't know how they're going to get people in there. They had 25,000, I think, on the golf course for the Ryder Cup, and it was you couldn't see anything. It
Right.
was so I don't know what they're going to do, but they've after their experiment with Chambers Bay and some of those
wasn't that dreadful?
ungodly things, they've kind of gone back to real golf courses.
So are
again.
you saying that they're doing what did we call it? Tiger proofing golf courses years ago? Are they doing the same thing with this guy?
Well, I just think that the rough that he made irrelevant last year
At
by hitting
Wingfoot.
it so far at Wingfoot was an obstacle for him when he hit it down there. Now, a couple of times he hit it so damn far off line that he was behind trees and stuff. But I think yes. Now, it won't be as bad as Valderrama, where they grew grass from 290 to 315. They grew 25 yards of grass in the middle of the fairway to keep Tiger. Back when Tiger was the only guy hitting at 300. So they just, Seve was the groundskeeper for that. We want grass here in the middle of the. But there's something because it gave him more trouble this year than it did last year.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure when he was on the 10th tee he was going to win it. I just because he was just going to overpower it, and man alive, bogey, double bogey, and then a quad for good measure.
Yeah.
And you see what his quote was? He said, I didn't go off the rails. I've hit the ball just like that and won tournaments.
No, you haven't.
No, no wonder Koepka hates him.
You don't win a tournament with a quad.
No, you don't. Especially, that quad was familiar to me. The old over and back. You
Right.
go over there and you get the ball, and you hit it, and then you hit it over the other side, and it goes over the other, and then you go get it again, then you hit it back.
Yep. You're describing my golf game.
That's not conducive to winning a U.S. Open.
After 2 birdies, I thought Justin Thomas was going to be the guy.
Yeah, boy. You know what is now official though?
Hard luck, Louie?
Yeah, but Rory can't putt.
I guess not.
Rory cannot putt.
I was going to ask a question because when Mrs. Rahm brought out the baby,
She had yellow fingernails.
yeah, it's to match her dress.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I never caught that. You're right.
You're right. Surprised you missed it. But
I saw everything else.
When Mrs. Rahm brought out the baby, was that baby born yesterday?
Yeah,
that thing was tiny.
It was born the week of the memorial.
Was
right?
it really?
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks old. or
Oh,
something.
wow. Okay.
By the way, he's got an arse on him like me when I first started discovering beer.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? That is a lumpy body,
Well,
man.
where do you think that power comes from?
Well, I know.
Jeez.
I've said it many times. A big butt comes in handy.
Yes,
in,
it does.
in a lot of sports.
I like big butts when I'm playing
Right,
golf.
Yes.
Well, that's what Bert. Remember, was it Twins Fest? Some guy came up and asked Bert, "Hey, how do I get my son to pitch?" He goes, "Grow him a big fat butt." And he's right.
Hey, basketball.
Oh, yeah.
A big rear end.
Barkley was one of the finest players of his generation.
At 6'5", playing inside because he had his butt was 6'5".
Giant
too.
butt.
Yes,
Giant
he
butt.
did. He did.
Hey, did I see that he announced he's not coming back
Really?
when his contract is up?
After next
I
year?
thought was it last week? I saw him either
I
tweet
bet
or a
he's sick
video.
of- He must be sick of it.
No, he's sick of every time he can't have fun with the San Antonio girls and stuff like that anymore.
So that's what he said?
He's saying we can't have fun anymore because of cancel culture. So
Yeah.
he said when my contract is up, I believe after next year he's done. He said I'm done with it.
Yeah,
which is too bad because that's the greatest thing in sports.
Oh God, it was. Well, it had a whole lot to do with increasing the popularity of the NBA.
Oh, no
That
question.
show,
Pat, remember we were sitting here watching on loop his rips of the San Antonio girls for about 25 minutes. It was fantastic.
I love the fact that he also says he doesn't have a security detail because he wants to beat the people up himself.
That's right. Well, he was walking in the Skyway in Milwaukee. They hated him in Milwaukee because he used to give him the crotch shot. They'd yell at him and he'd, back when now you'd get suspended for 5
no
games
question,
or stuff
yeah.
like that. But this guy came up to him in the Skyway in Milwaukee, leaving the stadium, and he had some young lady with him. Charles did. And the guy said something to him and just dropped him right there. Charles just dropped him right there. And then he said, well, and he said, I didn't know what he was going to do.
Right, right.
I had a friend with me. I didn't know what he was going to do. He just dropped him.
Joe, there was a scene on TNT where there was, the halftime acts are always, hey, look at them spinning that gal in the air, and I believe they were playing in Houston, and Ernie had thrown it to Bart, or had said, well, there's the halftime act at the Toyota Center in Houston, and Charles goes, they wouldn't be getting away with that with San Antonio girls.
Meaning what? What am I
that
missing?
they're large.
Big. He was
All the
always-
girls in San Antonio are big.
I get
that was
it.
his joke. 'cause
You were throwing around those San Antonio girls.
They used to get on him something fierce, so he started making fun of all the women who were yelling at him were all, chubbies, and he was.
That's the needle.
Yeah,
We've
not
lost the
anymore.
needle.
Not anymore, man. The needle is gone. He's right about that.
How do you like your Twins winning 4 in a row?
Hey, that shutdown bullpen we've
Hold
been
on.
bragging about all year.
First half of this game.
Wow. Well, that's because they're forcing. Not forcing.
Allowing.
Letting him have a runway to go to the right-hand side.
Oh,
Oh, my
Chuck can do that
goodness.
right entertainment in Houston.
I bet you couldn't do that to them big-ass women in San Antonio.
And that was from April of 2019.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, never
or maybe the
happened.
video clip or the edited
Maybe
video
the clip
clip
is
is.
from.
Oh,
You never,
wow,
you never get away with that again.
Oh my
man.
God.
I'll tell you what. One thing that was endearing about Charles also was you could be as bad a golfer as me and still laugh at his swing.
Right.
Yeah.
That was the worst swing in the history of
And
golf.
who tried to cure him?
He was on Hank Haney. He was on the
Hank
Hank
Haney, yeah.
Haney show.
Yeah.
And it stopped for it. And Haney'd get him on the driving range and it'd do okay. And they'd get him out there to play. And he'd go, and
Yeah, he had 3 hitches almost.
yeah, it was unbelievable. And he loved to play. I don't think he plays anymore, though. I think he finally gave up after embarrassing himself. But he
He
played
just had that bad swing.
He played in that thing at top. Well, he couldn't convince himself to
Come around.
I've always
He
said
did it in segments.
Yeah. 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 I've always said, Kirby Puckett, man, you could throw him a fastball, nose high, outside, and he could hit a rocket
Yep.
down the right field corner. You put a golf ball on a tee, and it was
He couldn't hit it?
Oh God, no! It was awful. Never get it airborne. It just line drive, little hoppers. It was brutal. That's why his charity event became a pool tournament.
Oh, that's right.
didn't want
Yeah, he
to-
did pool.
He didn't want to embarrass himself on the golf course.
So far, so good with Buxton, huh? He hasn't gotten hurt yet.
Yeah. Did you see Doc Rock in action yesterday? Did you watch the Twins game yesterday?
No. Watch every shot of the
I'm
open.
gonna do a pantomime here that's not gonna do any good.
Okay, but
right?
for us.
Yeah.
But Kenta Maeda is pitching, and Kenta gets, I think, the second hitter hits a little chopper up. It kind of hits it hard, and it's high in front of the plate, but it takes a big high hop to Kenta, and he grabs it, jumps up in the air. He's a very good fielder and throws the guy out easily. And then Kenta, as he's down in the bottom of the mound, goes like that, like you're getting out of bed in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, a little thing.
Right.
Here they came.
Oh,
Doc, the interpreter, and a trainer running out. I said,
Second batter.
like Michael Spinks' corner against Mike Tyson. You'd think he stepped on a landmine. There's 3 of these idiots running, and the 2 guys running with Doc
There he
Rock
goes.
are going, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And Maeda, before they're even at the chalk line, Maeda's going,
I'm fine.
I'm fine. They could not convince the doc, man. He was out there talking to him. Just running out there. Unbelievable. And you go,
I missed that, but I saw your tweet, so that because I had the game on, so I
did you
rewound
see
it to
mine
see
tweet
it.
about baseball?
I did not.
I said yesterday, tune in to Monday Night Sports Talk. I have figured out what's wrong with baseball.
all right, let's hear it.
Oh,
At least the Twins. They're not playing today's game. They're thinking about 3 games from now.
Yeah.
They're not playing the game they're playing.
oh, you're right. Yes.
And I put that on the manager.
Yeah.
They're not playing today's game. They're playing the game they're worried about 3 games from now.
Meaning what? They're not playing a pitcher.
Why
and
they
letting him
didn't bring Buxton back? Why they waited so long to bring him back?
Just everything. In other words, 180 from our guy Mock, who only worried
180.
about tonight's game.
Well, who were you telling me about last week? Who got lifted after 4 innings?
Bailey Ober, the rookie pitcher, 62 pitches, minimum number of batters.
There's my example.
Yes.
They're not
Yes.
playing that game. He wasn't playing that game. He had a fine pitcher on the mound.
Yeah, and he was remembering that Bailey didn't play last year. Mm-hmm. What?
So what?
That's got nothing. You know what though? Bailey is kind of a tender guy. He's only 6'9".
Right.
Oh, yeah. That's, right. That's true.
He only weighs, he looks like he's kind of emaciated out there. That one drove
I just
me
think that-
insane.
I just
You're
think
right. That's a very good point.
I think Baldelli's not playing that game.
That's not doing whatever it takes to win tonight and
Just
then worry
win
about
today.
tomorrow. Yes.
But the common criticism of Baldelli is that a lot of fans, some in this room included, think most of his decisions are made from up above.
I can tell you this. I wrote the column about Doc Rock 5 weeks ago. I broke out the
Dr.
the ID,
Baldelli.
Dr.
God, I love
Baldelli, and that appeared in the paper, and someone in the organization told me that the higher ups got a good laugh out of it.
Oh, did they?
Ha ha hardy.
Really?
Har har.
They think it's a little over the top too. The protective, and here's a guy whose career was ruined with a foot. He had this
Bad knee, too. Didn't he have a bad knee,
but he
too?
had the drop foot thing going.
You know what they need? A culture change.
Yeah, I don't like the word, but I
don't
think you
either.
do.
I don't either. But they've got to start. The game you're playing is the most important game of the year.
Right, that's right.
Quit worrying about what might happen 3 games from now.
Do it. Just get it done.
Play today.
Win. Win.
Well, to
Win.
me, the fact that Buxton was allowed to play, was it Friday he played, right? He played all weekend, right? Played all 3 games.
Yes.
The fact that he was still in the lineup Saturday shocked me.
Yeah.
That he was able to. I thought for sure we'd have to give him
a rest.
R.
You got to give him a rest
After.
because you're worried about Tuesday.
Yeah, well, you're worried about.
You know what word you just said, and I'm going to play the soundbite. The C word.
Culture.
That's not our culture. That's unacceptable.
That's right. I didn't mean to use that word, but
Well, it used to be a fine word that when you used it once every 2 months. Now everybody used it.
Pat, imagine this
That's not our culture. That's unacceptable 100%.
for 162 games. How would Patrick Royce, beat writer of the
PJ
Twins?
on Zoom, huh?
wow.
He could give you more bad answers than Rocco did.
Are we letting reporters in the clubhouse yet?
Nope.
Oh, baseball's
Not
taking
only
advantage
that,
of
they
this.
aren't letting Gladden, Provis,
Right.
Dick, Perk, whoever it is, on the road.
Right, I know.
They're still sitting at Target
that's-
Field.
that's
and the
outrageous.
other day, I can see it's getting on Dick's nerves because I heard him say, it appears that nobody was covering third base or something.
Oh.
It was like we had. I saw what you did, folks, and it appeared that nobody was.
But don't you think they'd like being able to go home every night?
No.
Oh.
They want to be able to see the
See the
game,
action. Yeah, I
don't
get
you?
that.
I mean,
Well, it's resulting in lousy reporting.
yeah, you give us something like Provis talks to Rocco every day, right? The pregame show, but he doesn't talk to anybody else. He's
Right.
stuck here. He's like the rest of us.
Yeah, usually they're on the sideline, maybe kicking some
Yeah,
dirt
they
and
go
talking
to
to someone.
They go to BP, get some information. They got to be going nuts. They don't
Trying
have any
to fill.
information. Yeah, so.
Who's in town tonight? Cincinnati?
Cincinnati, which, by the way, has the 2 leading hitters in the National League.
Oh, boy.
This Winker guy who's been great.
Who's he?
I don't know, but he's great. Jess Winker or something. And then Castellanos is
Yeah,
there,
he's
and
good.
he's hitting second.
He's
So
good.
They're the 2
They
leading.
have a lot of pitching, too, don't they, the Reds?
They were playing real fine, and then they went out to San Diego and lost 4 straight because San Diego decided to start playing. So they're better than the Twins.
Yeah.
Even the resurgent feisty.
You're not resurgent until you hit 500. There are 11 games under 500.
Still 11. Huh?
You know, you mentioned the modern game, Joe, and what's wrong with. And
They're not playing today's game.
But here's the other thing that drives me insane about today's baseball. Joey Gallo, all right?
Yes.
Boy, he can hit that ball 600 feet, can he? He's probably hitting, I think, 205 on the season. They couldn't play him at third base because he was awful there. They stick him in the outfield. He can go catch a ball
He's
once
okay
in a while.
in right field, yeah.
Did you see the ball that he tried to throw Simmons out on? He's in right field.
Yeah.
Simmons hits a chopper down the line for an easy single. He tries to
Is
throw
that
it
the one
behind him.
Behind him, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Simmons ends up at third.
And then I don't think he scored, but still, it's plays like that drive me nuts.
well, to answer your question, no, I did not see
That's-
that.
Because you were glued to the.
That's
watching golf.
you know what I miss the most about not being in a locker room, clubhouse, being able to go over there and just hang out and watch Simmons, and maybe get a quote from him, see how he interactions, because great shortstop,
Yes.
unbelievable instincts and hands. You can tell he's from another planet.
Right.
Okay. I mean,
He's
you
goofy.
just
I told
watch
you.
him.
He
You
looks
can-
like a homeless guy.
Yeah, you can tell he's another planet. But what I love about him is there's never any uncertainty with him about what play to make or that he's going to make it. Once in a while, he'll make an error and he'll go, But he knows he's going to make the play. That ball on the you didn't see it, but I think it was the ninth inning or maybe the eighth. He was playing behind second base over, a little bit towards the shortstop side. There was a little chopper into no man's land. You thought at second, the guy was out. He just one-hands it and throws it. The other thing about him is he just gets rid of the ball now. He's throws it, doesn't throw the fastball very often, but he just gets rid of it
there,
now.
yeah.
God, he's something though. But he'd just be fun to observe him because, there's something going on there.
That's a cool name, too, Andrelton.
Andrelton.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Curacao.
Oh,
Dutch.
little island down there.
Yeah, Dutch Indies.
Yeah.
And they have produced. They had like little league dynasty type of team, and they're Dutch citizens. Curacao, you're a Dutch citizen, and so they play on their Olympic team, and the Curacao. But all these infielders, they've produced all these infielders.
Does he speak English?
I think he does, yes. Yeah, because I think that's the second language down there. The first language is Dutch, and the second language
So
is...
this guy speaks Dutch.
Yeah, I'm sure he speaks
Yeah.
Dutch. Doesn't do me any good. Even though I did take German in Fulda, Minnesota. It's pretty much the same language. So
New Ulm.
New Ulm.
New Ulm.
Ein Glas Bier. Ein Glas Milch. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, you want to feel old? He was born in '89.
Who?
The shortstop, Simmons.
Well, that isn't that old. 32.
Wilmenstead, Caraco, Netherlands.
Curacao.
Caraco. He must be Mexican.
When you're taking
It's got the little thing
pronunciation
under the
lessons
C.
from me, you're in trouble.
It's got the little thing under the C.
Okay.
I was just trying to see his personal. They don't have any
Pat, I
personal
drove
stuff.
through New Ulm on Saturday.
Really? Yes.
Crossing the river there.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Boy, they're fishing basically from the riverbed. That's how low the river is down
Oh,
in
God,
New,
it is low.
in New
Yeah.
Ulm.
I saw our river, the big
Yeah.
one, the Mississippi's low.
This
But
is true everywhere in the state.
we got the big rain yesterday, about 25 minutes, but it didn't green up my lawn.
We had two bursts, and they each lasted about 7 minutes. But they were hard rain.
It has
rain.
been so bad that I've actually watered a couple of times
Jeez.
myself.
Do you sit while you do it, or you stand?
No, I go on.
Lawn chair.
With the hose.
And he's
Not
going
with the hose, with the dealy boober on the hose.
Oh, I got you.
nozzle?
That's called a nozzle.
The sprayer.
No, the sprayer. The sprayer.
sprayer on the hose.
The dealy. Yeah.
Yeah, but last year.
No, but do you sit while you're doing it?
No, I wander
Walk around?
Wander around.
All right.
Walk around.
This
Get-
part
get-
needs more water.
Get my
here.
exercise. No.
Do you sit?
No, because I got a great cartoon bubble of Pat in the lawn chair doing it.
That old school, the threaded lawn chair that folds
Here's
out.
the deal. Here's the deal. Last summer or sometime, the bride had the guy show up.
out there in the mall.
$6-7 grand worth of stuff, trees and bushes.
Landscape guys.
And
The garden guys.
I'm trying to prevent it all from dying, so we have to do it again. We've already lost 2 trees.
Have?
2 little trees that were supposed to be like bushy trees that
Yeah, like
were in the back
Japanese
fence.
lilacs or something
Yeah, some
like
damn
that.
thing. Yeah. And only 2 out of 5 are alive.
Well, you're protecting your investment.
And a couple of kids.
That's it. Yeah.
A couple of kids ride by on their bike and, hey, kid, you're going to spray it right now.
And you know what? It gets you briefly into the good graces. If you said like
With the game of flaws.
You get
One
up in the
step up,
morning. You go,
2 steps back.
I usually get up at 6, and not intentionally, but to
Relieve yourself.
myself.
Right.
And then I grab the paper and see what's in there. And then I got it's early in the morning. You go out and you do some
Watering.
Head of the game.
Then you can say, I water. When you see the wife later, you can say, I did some watering today. And
That's very true. That puts you in good stead.
They have a hard time. She has a hard time complaining about whatever she was complaining about last night,
Right.
and at least for an hour or so. But,
But that is the best time to water, too.
yes,
Before
it is.
it's high noon.
Because it doesn't.
How's this summer going in the game of flaws? Pretty good?
It was going pretty dang good.
Be a little
happened.
patch.
I don't know what
You
happened.
got to water more.
I don't know what happened, but the lieutenant colonel
Yeah.
is arriving Thursday.
Wonderful.
He's going to be here for 3 weeks in the basement.
Yeah. Is
So-
the wife coming with him?
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
Edna's coming with him.
Yeah,
but
but-
I think this will assist me
Put it on pause.
in the game of flaws.
But
Because
pause a little bit.
I don't. I think that because there's company around,
Right.
it might not be.
She
as-
might let some things slide.
Yes,
Let it
yes,
slide.
yes. Instead of me looking for things,
Right.
Instead of me looking, instead of the search for something to be irritated about, she might just let it pass.
You might not have to say this word when she walks into the room. What?
Well, plus, isn't she a great pal of Edna's?
Yeah, she gets along with Edna.
Yeah.
Edna's great.
Yeah.
Edna's great because if you eat dinner, the dishes are done before you're done.
Oh, yeah.
She's I don't know what the hell
It's
the
right
deal
on
is. Yeah, right. No, it's like that. It's like that waiter who can't wait to take your food away from you.
Not done. I'm not done.
Hang on. I'm not
Stop
done
that.
yet.
I got half of this $40 steak here to eat, buddy. I'm not giving it up to you.
Joe, you know how you always say that football rules the world with your tone of football.
Football.
Do you know what the lead story was that I saw in the Green Bay Press Gazette? Aaron Rodgers has renewed his golf course membership at the Green Bay Country Club.
Oh, okay.
That was a story.
Oh, hell yes, in Green Bay.
And of course, there's no way if he wasn't going to return to the Packers that he would do that because that $3,000 was really kicked Aaron in the
Right.
Yeah.
He would worry about that.
Yeah,
He would have
he
angst.
would.
Well, this is a sure sign then. He's back.
Yeah, he's only making $35 million. What the hell? It's got into it. Why don't they just give up? Because everybody who's done psychological studies on him says if he's got a grudge, it ain't leaving. Ask his family.
Ask his family, yes.
doesn't-
He doesn't talk to his own family.
His brother was a quarterback following him up the ranks.
At Cal? Was he at Cal?
No, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Jordan or something.
Yeah.
They don't talk.
He was the
brother
Bachelor.
was a
Wasn't he the
quarterback.
Bachelor?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the bachelor.
And they never addressed.
What's the family grudge? I wonder.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think they liked Olivia.
Yeah,
Wasn't
they
that
didn't
it?
like one of the girlfriends. You're
Yeah,
right.
Olivia was the first well-known one.
Then Danica.
Then Danica,
And
who
now somebody.
introduced him to this other gal.
To the gal he's going to marry.
A younger model, as it turned out. What's her?
Shine.
Shiley,
Yeah,
something
we went
or
through
other.
this already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she don't do it for me.
I don't know. It's,
Look at
I've never
how
heard of her.
small that baby is. Look
yeah,
at that thing.
baby, that kid. Yeah, that big guy could crush it, kid.
I just kept thinking he's going to drop the thing. It's so tiny.
You could fit that kid in the trophy.
Yeah, you probably could.
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene Woodley.
Let me see a picture of her.
He can play though. This guy. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
he can. He's good. And what's his real last name? Rodriguez, something like that. He decided to.
Who are you talking about?
John Rahm.
Oh, he changed his last name.
No, Rahm was it was John Rahm Rodriguez or something like that, and he decided to go with the Anglo name, I guess.
I got
I
you.
don't know why, just because to prevent confusion, I guess.
He says that course reminds him of his Basque upbringing, the Basque countryside or something.
Oh, is that the way it is? Okay. Well, anyway.
He's
those
won
were
there
two-
before.
Those were two identical putts, weren't they? I mean, the same. He had the same putt 2 holes in a row. One of them was 5 feet longer, but
I was
did he
reminded.
win this?
He
This
won
year?
the Farmers, I thought, this year.
This year, yeah, I know he'd won one. Was it this year?
But they brought up Rocco Mediate and Tiger all weekend. It reminded me of the great Rocco Mediate story, where I think he was telling Faraday that I really wanted Tiger to sign the flag on 18. I purposely took it after he beat me. I took the flag, and I said, "Would you please sign this for me?" And Tiger said, "Yeah, put it in my locker." So he puts it in the locker, and then Mediate goes to get it. It just says Tiger Woods. And Mediate said, I want him to write something like, I kicked your sorry ass with a broken leg. I wanted to be known. I wanted to be recognized by Tiger saying, you miserable fool.
You choked.
I beat you with a broken leg. Tiger Woods. That's what he wanted.
Rocco was living in the Twin Cities for a number of years.
Right.
He had a gal here, but now when they interviewed him, it was from his home somewhere in New England, which is near his summer place, which is near someplace I think Faraday has up there or something. So I don't know if they split or they just spend the summers there. I don't know. But so why would you you don't want to spend your winters here.
No,
your summers
no.
Yeah. So
Speaking of New England, I saw this from our buddy Matthew Collar, who retweeted I think Tom Brady must have done an interview recently.
no, I don't know if he did or not.
But this was from SportsCenter, the Twitter account SportsCenter. Tom Brady on what the process of free agency was like last offseason before he had signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He says, this is why I love Brady. Quote, one of the teams, they weren't interested, and at the very end I was thinking, you're sticking with that? Bleeping bleeper? I love that about him. I wonder what team it was, too.
How much of Rodgers is seeing him go and win?
100%.
Where he wanted to
100%.
go. I think. I want to go somewhere. It had to be very disappointing to him that San Francisco didn't trade for him.
I think they tried, though, didn't they?
But he could win there. I mean, he could win there. So.
They'd be the favorite, no question.
But I guess Denver's the one they all think he's going to end up at. But
No, he just re-signed at the country club.
That's right,
He's signed and sealed, baby.
because he probably wouldn't be able to get a course in Denver. Nobody'd want. We don't want him. Our membership's full at
Cherry Hills.
Cherry Hills. You can't get him in at Cherry Hills.
The country club has 1,300 members. Although it has 1,300 members, it is known for its exclusivity.
In Green Bay.
No, I'm talking about the Boston, the next U.S. Open.
Well, that was about 40 minutes.
I couldn't get my word in edgewise. We had somebody pantomiming his lawn. I couldn't get it in.
Well, why don't you look up what we're talking about?
Green Bay?
Green
Well, that's
Bay
nothing.
country- Green
It's
Bay
probably got about
country club.
8,000. It's 200 to get in.
Like Fountain Hills.
Green Bay Country Club. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Getting to the bottom of it.
This is
We're
Aaron's
just
back.
Bottom. Let's
We're
see.
just hoping it's not from Medellin.
Yeah, this is from the. We're looking at cost.
I don't know what you're looking
I don't
for.
know. I'm waiting for it to come up. Membership. Should we look up membership?
Well, we know it's $3,000.
Yeah.
It's $3,000.
What?
No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't think they're going to give me any pricing here. It says member login.
Probably not. Yeah.
Call for details.
Yeah, all right. We won't have to.
Hey, a Minnesota gal won Grandma's Marathon this weekend.
Yes, the first time in a long time.
Long
right?
time.
Yeah. And they limited it to 4,000, but they got a Gary Borkland half marathon that packed them in too.
Do they don't run those at the same
your
time?
wife
do
run
they?
it?
4 times, yeah.
But
not
yeah,
this
they
year.
run them.
No, she hasn't run a
I
marathon
think
in a
the
long
half
time.
marathon starts earlier,
Oh, it does. Okay.
but it's
Yeah, the half marathon starts in the morning.
Well, they both start in the morning.
And here's why I know this. I tweeted this out and put it out. 4 years ago, Matthew
Oh, yeah.
ran the half marathon. He had zero experience.
Okay.
And I was there to hand off the cup that he's drinking from right
Yes.
now.
Do you have booze in it?
No, it was regular, but I look like I'm about to crap my pants running 10 feet to hand him water.
is that you
Look
in
at my,
the back?
yeah, that's me in the yellow. I look like I'm about to pass out running 15 feet to hand him water. And people thought I ran the half marathon.
Rook,
Joe, look at that form.
kind of on that same vein, the last Duluth marathon that my wife ran, this would be was before William was born, so at least 10, 12 years ago. And I have a really good friend that lives on the corner of Superior Street, or used to live on Superior Street. He works for the fire department up there. And so we all stayed there the night before. She obviously went to bed early. We stayed up and partied. She had to be at the bus on the corner, I think at 6 a.m. I get up, we walk 3 blocks.
To cheer her
Oh
home.
my God.
And I started to do this, and she looked at me and said, "Are you tired?"
Yes, dear.
Yeah.
It's a hill, man.
Oh.
You gotta. It's no flat ground there. You're
Where
always
did you
walking up it.
live in Duluth?
I lived the first. Well, yeah, I lived in a cabin-y type of place right out on a lake. Right when you get out of.
You know where
not
that is,
far.
Joe.
Where's the mansion?
Right off
Glen
yeah,
Sheen?
just north of
We
the.
lived a half a mile down from there. Unfortunately, starting in May, the price of this thing went from like $150 a month to $600.
Right. Season.
So we were looking for hovels,
Yeah.
and then Augie called me and gave me the job, so we never had to.
Went to St. Cloud.
We would have went in West Duluth fighting the rats and there, you know, and
A
'cause
rough part of town?
we were making $76.08 a week.
Yeah. Oof. I'm glad you remember the 8 cents part.
I remember the 8 cents. What I remember about it is, that was my starting salary, and the union negotiated a new contract that gave their lowest scale a $5 raise,
Wow.
and they only gave me $3 of it because I was already making $2 over scale. And I thought, yeah.
You're
This
hoping
may
to
not
sneak
be
by.
the place where they're gonna dig real deep in the pockets.
Did you see who bought the Chicago Tribune?
Which?
Alden Capital, who owns the Pioneer Press.
Oh, good for
Strip
them.
it down to
are you-
nothing.
are
I
you
know
familiar
they were
with
trying
Ja-
to get it.
Are
yeah.
you familiar with John Cass?
Yes.
He's gone. He left.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah,
another
right.
the local columnist named Mary Schmidt, who's horrible, but she won a Pulitzer. She's gone. And another local
So they're all
columnist.
bailing,
They're just, I don't know where.
They know
Cass
they're
is
gonna end up.
talented. I don't know where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
But that's going to be nothing.
No.
That once.
No, and it was a big battle. There were people trying to fight them off, but they ended up with enough of the company to take it over. So
And all they'll do now is harvest.
strip her down. Yeah.
Well, do you think what will happen there happened to you when you went to go find your things at
I
the
told
paper?
you that
They
story, didn't
already
I?
sold the Tribune Tower about
Yeah.
20 years ago, 15 years.
I don't even know where
Yeah,
the Pioneer Press
you went-
is.
You went and they moved.
I went to get my dictionary. He said, "You're not here anymore." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "They moved." I said, "Where?" "I don't know. Somewhere in the." I still haven't found it.
That was Breslin's line, wasn't it? Breslin's line when he went to work in the morning, and he said, "I saw people moving, and then I got there, and it was my joint." He said, "It was my joint." They closed the
You're not
the
here
mirror
anymore.
or whatever.
You're not
it
here
was.
anymore.
Where do we go?
I don't know.
I was asking somebody.
I don't know if we have a physical presence.
I found a column I'd written on Mike Marshall pitching for the East Side Merchants when he died, and it was a St. Paul Pioneer Press column from back then. So I called Tad Reeve, and I didn't end up running in total, but I called up Tad and I said, "Hey, is it okay if I run this thing?" You know, because on our blog over here, I didn't end up running it, but I said, "So where's your office?" And he tried to explain it to me. He said, it's not very big. I said, okay.
It's downstairs in my basement.
It's on something called Water Street. I've yet to see the building.
The Comcast?
No, we were in the Comcast building.
You
But
moved
that's-
again?
I didn't know that.
I thought it was a bit. It was the Comcast.
No. They were out of the They had one. We had one floor on the Comcast
Yeah.
building. That's gone now. We're
Oh my God.
We're going someplace else.
What happened to the old building? Not the old building, but that's
The one
that's
across the
gone.
street from the athletic club.
Yeah.
That's
Did
the
somebody
latest was that was going to become apartments, but I don't think anything's happened.
Not now. I'm glad I'm not in the commercial real estate business. Woo!
Joe, wasn't there also a situation where you went there and someone wouldn't let you in because you didn't have your badge?
Oh
Wasn't-
yeah.
Didn't even recognize it.
Security.
I introduced myself, and I've been working here for a long time. Well, I don't know that.
I don't read the paper.
I don't read the paper.
I don't read the paper, for God. You think I read the paper, for God's sakes? Are you crazy?
I had to call somebody upstairs to come down and vouch for me.
Very humbling experience, huh?
Oh, God. It's,
I really wanted that dictionary. I've had it for a long time.
Why don't you just call me right here? I
I
got one
wonder if
that's
that dictionary
slightly
made it to the
used.
new place.
I doubt it.
I
doubt it.
think it probably went to the dumpster, Joe.
Well, that's sad.
Couldn't you look up something that you were? Why did you need the dictionary?
Well, I was in the building for. Why in the hell was I there? Oh, because the guy that does my taxes is in the same building.
I gotcha.
So I thought, well, as long as
I
I'm
might
here,
as well
I'm going to
stop and see the
see
fellas.
the
How
guy.
you doing? What's going on, fellas?
See the fellas of whom you'd recognize too.
And I knew the guard,
For $1
Terry.
million, who is the assistant editor?
I knew the guard, and I said, Terry, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up and just get some stuff. And he says, what are you talking about? I said, I'm going to go up to the paper and get some stuff. He says, you're not here anymore. I said, what? He said, yeah, they moved about a month ago. I said, where? He said, I don't know. They're gone. Wow. We ought to meet.
We got to meet.
All right.
All right. You
Yeah.
know who has to go to the bank today? Me.
Patrick
went.
has to go to the
I
bank.
already went. I don't have to.
Really?
I don't have to.
You don't have
All righty. This was Monday Night Sports Talk. Just like old time's sake, we didn't tell who we were or what show it was.
That's right. You figure it out.
That's your problem, not ours. This is Ricey for the Canopy Group. As you set out to explore Minnesota this summer, think about this. There are 234 cities in Minnesota with populations over 2,500. The Canopy Group has clients in all but 7 of those. Why is this fact important? Because the Canopy Group's experience in all of these Minnesota cities gives them a unique edge in getting you the best home and auto insurance coverage at the best price. Remember, the Canopy Group offers 15 insurance companies for a reason: to match your specific situation, including zip code, with the best insurance company for you. This is done every year because your situation may change. It is also true that the insurance company's appetites might change as well. This experience working throughout Minnesota provides thousands of Canopy Group clients the peace of mind knowing the Canopy Group is working for them. Please visit thecanopygroup.com. EcoFun has e-bikes in stock. And why is that important? Because every other bike retailer is out of stock and will not be getting new e-bikes until December or January. You can't even get one for Christmas from them. The weather is warming up, so if you are in the market for an e-bike, scooter, or ATV, go to EcoFun right now. EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. Talk with Tim Bloom, the owner of EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. Tim and his family will help you select the e-bike that is right for you, and they will deliver it to your front door in the metro area. Right now, EcoFun has Bentelli e-bikes and Yamaha Motor Assist bikes in stock. EcoFun also carries the full line of Yamaha scooters, motorcycles, and a wide variety of Yamaha ATVs, including ATVs for kids. Check out EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake and online at ecofunmotorsports.com and tell Tim that old bicycler Patrick Ricey sent you.
Hey, GLers, it's Reavers here once again for Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. And as you've been hearing over the course of the last couple of months, Josh asks you one simple question, and that's always, do you know what you own? You see, Josh's clients, they always know what they own, and Josh has found that most people that he meets with every single day, well, they don't. They absolutely have no idea. Josh has also seen retirement portfolios that have a big percentage in bonds, and there are real instances of people paying more in commissions and fees than they can possibly make on the rate of return that those bonds currently yield. So Josh begs of you, know what you own. And you'll hear from Mr. Money Talk later today here in Garage Logic to give you a specialized report on the goings-on in the market today. Trust is often overused, and it's even harder to find. Please, you can take it from me that you can trust Josh. So give him a call today for that free 48-minute financial consultation, and you do so by calling 952-925-5608. Once again, that's 952-925-5608 for Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold.